Monika reads through the introduction, speaking clearly for all of us to hear. It seems to be a light fantasy novel, nothing too far in any extreme. I guess she chose it to avoid alienating anyone, but I wonder if the content will hold up. It isn't long before she stops and sets the book down, keeping her place with her finger.
There, see? It's not so bad. Who'd like to go next? I'll give it a try.
Gingerly, Sayori takes the book from Monika.
Let's see. Where did you leave off? Right here. Oh, okay, thank you.
Sayori reads quickly, but a bit clumsily. She stumbles over some of the bigger words and has a few slip-ups here and there. After an especially botched pronunciation, Yuri suddenly speaks up.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? Which part? Just the last word. Oh, you mean incongruent? That can't be right. Are you sure it's not incongruent? I don't know. Some of these words are a little hard for me. Sorry, I guess I should have picked something easier. It's not like I can't handle it. I mean, just because I'm bad with big words. I probably won't do much better, what with this being my second language and all. At least you have an excuse. I'm just kind of stupid. You're alright, Sayo. Don't be so hard on yourself. Aw, thanks anyway. I think I've read enough. Who else wants to go? I guess I might as well.
Tiffany takes the book from Sayori and picks up where she left off. She reads slower, but also more carefully and precise. Her mild southern accent adds a bit of flair to the reading. She's well-spoken, but eventually comes to an abrupt halt.
Stuck on something? Afraid so, yeah. What is this word here? Let me take a look. That would be effulgent. It's one of my favorites. I don't even know what that means. It describes an expression that shines brightly, like an exuberant smile or gleeful eyes. I'll take your word for it. In fact, would you like to continue from here? I suppose I could.
Yuri cautiously takes the book from Tiffany. She seems nervous just holding it. After a deep breath and a brief pause, she resumes the reading. She's so soft-spoken that it's difficult to hear her. As she continues on, her voice grows ever quieter. Eventually, it tapers off completely and we're all sitting in silence. No one seems sure of what she's doing. Yuri appears to be enraptured by the book. It's hard to tell if she's still reading, but then she casually turns the page. Finally, Natsuki decides to say something.
Yuri?
No response as her eyes continue to flit across the page.
Hey, Earth to Yuri! Do you copy?
Yuri is startled out of her trance. She looks around hastily.
Was I not speaking? Not at all, dummy. You got completely absorbed. I'm sorry. At least we know you like the book. Well, it's entertaining so far. Where did I stop narrating? Give me that. I'll find it.
Natsuki takes the book from Yuri, who's even more embarrassed than before. Tiffany gives her a pat on the shoulder and a gentle smile. It seems to help a little.
Alright, I got it. I guess I'll go next.
Natsuki reads more quickly and loudly than anyone so far. Her tone suggests she's just trying to get it over with, but she's reading well regardless. She even manages a few words I don't recognize. Does she only write simpler things on purpose? In spite of her delivery, my mind begins to wander as she continues. I'm starting to lose interest in the novel. Suddenly, a familiar sound snaps me back into reality. The sound of my name.
And then, Harley took the book and started reading his part. Because it was his turn.
Natsuki holds the book out to me expectantly.
Don't on me, take it and read already.
Well, what part am I reading from exactly?
I knew it! You weren't paying attention at all! I wonder how many of our poems you glazed over last week, too.
Hey, that's not... Before I can say anything back, Shiro pilfers the book from over Natsuki's shoulder. Mind if I have a go instead?
Oh, whatever. I don't care either way.
Then without further ado, Shiro begins reading in a rich, distinct voice. He doesn't falter at all in his presentation. However, once he gets to the character dialogue, he starts to put on a different voice for each one. His range is decent, and he's managing a variety of voices along with his narration, but it's also kind of...
Would you knock that off?
Excuse me?
Just read it like a normal person! Ugh!
Well, I'm sorry for trying to add a little personality to it.
It doesn't need personality! You can already hear it on your own! Seriously, if you just want to goof around, then why are you here? Natsuki, that's... No, I mean it! Why do we even let this nerd in when he's clearly not interested in literature?
Oh, are you so sure? Did I not say enough before?
About what? Your games and such? That stuff that isn't related to literature at all? I know why you're really here. In fact, I'm sure everyone does.
Oh yeah, and what reason would that be?
Well, obviously it's... Natsuki, please calm down. Huh? Yuri, I'm doing this for your sake. No, she's right. Let's all just calm down. Relax, guys. This isn't how a club should be. Isn't that right, Moni?
How did this mess start all of a sudden? Just like that, everyone's on edge, and I'm not sure who to address first. There must be a way to diffuse the situation, but who could use a hand the most? I guess I should pick the character whose route I'm on, because it's actually important for that. We're going to encourage Monika. Yeah, Monika, you... I was going to try and say something inspirational to Monika, but then I remembered that she's not so good with conflict. I try to adjust my thinking before the moment gets too awkward. You want what's best for the club and all its members, so I'm sure there's a way we can settle this reasonably.
Well, of course there is. Natsuki, you have every right to be concerned. I understand that you worry about the club and its well-being. But approaching it like this just does more harm than good. You're attacking a fellow member, even if it's for someone else's sake. If you wanted to express your concern, you should have come to me in private first. And you still can later, too, but for now... Do you think you can let this go?
Natsuki has a look of bitter defeat. It seems that Monika took all the fight out of her. Without even saying anything, Natsuki walks off to go get her stuff. I hadn't realized the meeting was nearly over.
I hope she isn't too upset.
You did your best, Monika. It's not like you were wrong to say it.
I know, I just feel like I owe her better than that.
Well, you could always reach out to her later, and she can do the same.
Yeah, I suppose so.
We both fell quiet for a moment, uncertain of what either of us should say. The school's final bell rings, sparing us the trouble.
Looks like you got out of reading this time, Hallie.
Trust me, it wasn't my intent.
That's okay, things happen. Maybe we'll get the chance to continue this another time. But for now, see you all tomorrow. Ready to go, Hallie?
Yeah, I've had enough excitement for one day. We make our way out of the club and start toward home.
What were you and Monika up to today?
Nothing special. She just played a few songs for me.
That's all? She didn't have anything to say?
Not much. She explained why she likes piano a bit.
But other than that, about the club or whatever?
Nope, she only wanted to slip away so we could have some time to ourselves.
I guess that makes sense.
What's the matter? You seem worried about it.
Oh, well, I'm not worried exactly, just as long as Monika isn't making you do anything against your will.
Yeah? Like what?
Not anything weird, but even stuff like leaving the club if you don't want to. She's kind of a manipulative person, so...
Jeez, Sayori, where'd all this come from? I thought you two were friends.
We are.
Look, take it from me. Monika hasn't forced me to do anything. I went with her because I felt like it. I'm not getting mind-controlled or something, so just relax, okay?
Well, alright. Sorry for being paranoid.
Don't sweat it. I appreciate the concern, at least.
Have a good night.
She's suspicious. Suspicious of Monika. Calm down, Sayori. It's fine. It's actually fine. I'm saving again, so as not to screw up the poem. Start with pen. There's serenade again. What are we gonna pick? Oh, ink. There we go. Yes. Puddle of ink. Tangent. Yeah. And was shame her? No, shame was actually a canon word. Never mind. She should probably top once for that. Key. I didn't have time to do it for this current demo, but I've been meaning to double check the poem words and make sure that the people who jump for them all make sense. Because with this many characters, it's important that they make or as intuitive as possible. Variants? Oh, see that was a canon word too, but Monika still jumped. What am I doing? Oh my god, my brain is fried right now. My apologies, dear viewer. Clarity should be here. Yeah. I think she likes nothing too. Yeah, she likes everything and nothing. Hi, contact. There we go. Lady. As in the lady who knows everything. Retry, because that's what we're doing here in this mod. Writing? Yeah, writing. Club. Absolutely. You would think hacker, but she only jumps once for that. Pretense? Yes. And, there's remorse. And delete. We just need one more Monika word. Recompense? I mean, we won't really know, but I'm pretty sure it's hers anyway. I wake up feeling rested. That's pretty rare for me. In fact, it seems a little too good to be true. I grab my watch and check the time. If I wasn't awake before, I sure am now. I overslept by almost an hour. What happened to my alarm? Then I remember that I shut it off yesterday when I woke up early. Crud. Ugh, I'm gonna be so late. I hastily get dressed. I think I'll have to skip breakfast today. But when I open my bedroom door, I'm greeted with a familiar scent and sound. Is that bacon sizzling?
Good morning, Hallie!
Out of nowhere, Sayori bounds into view. I'm so surprised that I stumble back into my room. Sayori, what are you doing here?
You got me up earlier this week when I was late, so I decided to do the same for you. But you looked so adorable just snoozing away, so I let you sleep after all.
Well, I appreciate the thought, but now we're both gonna be late. We have to get a move on.
Not until you eat your breakfast.
You cooked for me too?
Yeah. It's the least I could do after how much you helped me. I really appreciate it, Hallie. I mean it.
I'm a little blown away. I never thought Sayori would go to such lengths for me like this. Then again, she did say she loves me, so... Wow, Sayori, I don't know what to say except thank you.
And that's all you need to say.
So what did you make?
Just bacon, eggs, and toast. Nothing special.
Nothing special? That's way more than I'd expect. But, who's watching the kitchen right now?
Nobody?
Suddenly, the smoke alarm starts going off.
Oh, no!
Sayori dashes off to the kitchen with me right behind her.
Oh, no!
The bacon is shriveled and black, and the toaster has caught fire.
No! What do I do?
You turn off the stove. I'll unplug the toaster. Sayori gets the bacon pan off the stove while I cut the toaster's power. The bread inside is burning, so I go to the closet for a fire blanket to smother it. Before I can return with it, Sayori has already pulled out the fire extinguisher. Sayori, wait! The fire is put out as a wave of white foam covers the toaster, and the wall, counter, and cabinets around it.
I got it.
Thanks, Sayori. I shut off the smoke alarm and Sayori helps me wipe up the mess. Luckily, nothing else is burning. The kitchen seems no worse for wear, but we're both a bit frazzled from the ordeal. With that mess taken care of, I breathe a sigh of relief and look over at Sayori.
At least the eggs survived. I'm sorry I almost burned down your house.
It wasn't that bad. Not like that time at your place.
Don't remind me. I can't believe I screwed this up.
It's okay, Sayori. It's the thought that counts. And I'm glad you were thinking of me.
Aw, you really mean that?
Of course I do. I give Sayori a reassuring hug and she hugs me back. Here, let's eat what's left of our breakfast.
Okay.
We enjoy our eggs and head off to school. We're late again, but we couldn't care less. After another uneventful day of classes, it's finally time for the club again. I don't hear any bickering as I approach, so hopefully it's alright today. I come in to find that things are business as usual. Sayori waves at me energetically, Natsuki and Yuri are in their typical spots. Shiro is on his laptop again, while Tiffany and Monika are nowhere to be found.
Heyo, I didn't miss anything, did I?
Hi Tiff, is that a new record for you?
It just might be. Gosh, looks like I even beat Moni here this time. Yeah, she said she'd probably be late today.
Is she still working on that project?
I think so, but she didn't really mention why. It must be something big to keep her so busy. Well, she said it's due tomorrow, didn't she? What's due tomorrow? Oh, there you are. Well, we were talking about your special project. Oh, yes, I have to get it done by tonight or it'll be too late. Which reminds me, I hate to do this, but we'll be cutting the club meeting short today. Why is that? I can't risk not finishing it, so I need to allow myself as much time as possible. But you can still hang out for a while, so don't worry about that. We just won't have any group activities to do later, that's all. Well, don't worry about a thing. I'm sure you'll do great on your project. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I really have my fingers crossed on this one. But let's all just enjoy the club for now. Did you have any special plans today, Hallie? Because if not, I know something we could do.
Once more, I go to join Monika. She's near the back of the room again.
Okay, Hallie. I kinda have a lot to worry about today, so...
You want to be left alone?
No, not at all. Just that I prefer to do something low impact, if that's alright.
Doesn't bother me. You have any ideas?
I could really use some time to chill and gather my thoughts. And I know the perfect place for that.
With a look and a wave, Monika motions for me to follow her out the door. We're stepping out again.
With all the hustle and bustle in the club lately, it wouldn't be too easy for us there. Just follow me. We'll get away from it all, if only for a short while.
Monika leads me down the hallway in a new direction this time. We aren't going to the music room, or any place on this floor. After a flight of stairs and a few twists and turns, we make our way to an unfamiliar... What's over here?
Nothing. That's kind of the point. There's a room back here that used to be set aside for storage or something. They've mostly cleared it out, but as far as I know, they don't use it for anything else. I've turned it into my own personal study hall. When I need peace and quiet, this is where I go. But here, this is it.
Monika steps inside the last room at the end of the corridor. I shrug and follow her in. I find myself inside a very empty classroom. Apart from a desk and a couple chairs, nothing is here. Monika moves the desk to the middle of the room and takes a seat. She offers the other chair to me.
Isn't this nice? A quiet place with no distractions. Sometimes I feel like time stands still in here.
I can see why. You might not even notice if you don't look outside.
That's another plus. It has such a nice view. The neighborhood just spreads out in front of you. I know it's not exactly thrilling, but staying in here feels like it makes everything clear. It's a great place to chat, too. Whatever comes to mind, you can just let it loose. I think I just admitted that I talk to myself.
Everybody does sometimes.
Well, it's nice to have someone to actually talk to for a change. If there's anything you'd like to discuss, don't hesitate to say so.
Monika falls quiet. She must be letting her mind drift. I guess it's all you really can do in a place like this. When there's nothing around you, thoughts are all you have left. I can sort of understand. It seems like it'd be boring, but it's also nice to take the pressure off.
That's exactly right. It's a place where nothing matters, so there's nothing to stress about.
Did I say that out loud?
Huh? Oh, of course you did. That's just the sort of thing that can happen here. You can't even tell if you're thinking or speaking sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Maybe it'll help if we focus on something together. Is there anything in particular you'd like to talk about?
Not much. I'd like to chat with Monika about something, but my mind is going blank.
That's okay. Here, I'll pick a topic to get us started. Let's begin with something obvious. What do you think of the club so far?
It's been fun. Even for as small as it is, you have a good thing going for you.
That's great to hear. I'm glad to know we're doing it right.
I think it's because you have good quality members. What you lack in numbers, you make up for in substance.
That's an excellent way of looking at it. We may not have much, but I wouldn't trade any of them for a bigger crowd. Back when I was in debate, that was part of the reason I wanted to leave. It's a popular club, so the members base is huge. But it's also diluted for that same reason. The members are less likely to contribute in a meaningful way. With the literature club, everyone has to do their part because we have enough to go around.
Even for talentless people like me.
Oh, stop. You shouldn't be so hard on yourself. You helped with festival preparation just like the rest. And even though you didn't write your own poem for it, you still managed to cool down the situation with your reading.
You knew that poem wasn't mine?
It wasn't hard to double check.
I guess not. But yeah, it's been great. I can see why Sayori was so keen to have me join.
You two have been good friends for a long time now, huh?
For as long as I can remember.
I wonder.
Yeah?
How much can you remember, Hallie? Like, how far into the past?
Why do you ask?
Just curious. When I try to think back, things start to get a little hazy before long. Eventually, it's just bits and pieces, defining moments. Everything in between is a blur.
That sounds about right. I can recall the more recent stuff pretty easily. But thinking back, I remember a bunch of times I shared with Sayori.
And beyond that?
Honestly, barely anything at all. I think maybe my life is just that unremarkable.
There aren't too many people who accomplish great things in their teen years. Unremarkable isn't always bad, is what I'm trying to say.
Fair enough. I just feel like I could have done more with it at all.
There's no sense regretting that. What's done is done. You can only move forward. Of course, if you think you're still making poor use of your time.
Don't remind me.
Then that's something you should work on.
Easier said than done.
Oh, that's true of everything. It's always easiest to do nothing. Finding motivation can be tough sometimes, but if you can get things rolling and keep it up, it eventually becomes its own reward. You get a nice self-esteem boost you can use to continue onward.
I guess starting up is the part I struggle with. A lot of it is like, why bother?
That's no attitude to have, but I don't have to tell you that, do I? Not everything needs some grand purpose to warrant being done. Some of history's greatest discoveries were complete accidents. It sounds a bit selfish, but you should try to find what you want out of life and do whatever it takes to get it. In a sense, that's what high school is all about. Getting a taste of what the world has to offer so you can find your way.
What about when high school is like, why bother?
Well, that's just needlessly limiting yourself. How will you know what's out there if you never look? In part, it's a maturity thing. The system isn't so great about this. It feels like everyone is being forced forward because there's no time to make it work otherwise. But it results in a lot of people doing things because they have to instead of because they want to. Of course, there will always be total freeloaders who would never do anything if it wasn't required of them. But it'd be nice if there was more time to develop out of childish habits, don't you agree?
I don't know. It seems like some people just get entrenched in them instead.
Yeah, it's a complex issue, not the sort of thing that's easily fixed. I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel pressured on a daily basis. But that's why we're here, right? To escape.
Yup.